One take. This is NBA One Take. One take for your head. NBA One Take for your brain. July 30th. I'm gonna do a video in a few weeks. It's NBA One Take, man. It's just, you could subscribe on YouTube as well as follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, and Twitter. Everything Pretty Boy Laker. But some things I want to talk about. Like right now, as this big truck passes by. Right now, it's kind of the NBA's where everyone have their rosters. It's not going to be no real big trades. It's not going to be nothing really big happening right now. Everyone is getting free agents, signing them to two-way deals. Some teams got a little bit of cap. They just waiting on stuff and seeing what fits. But everybody introduced who they want, and a lot of the spots is either filling out. With that being said, this is an issue, well, not such situation. Carmelo Anthony. Now, he's still a free agent. Been one since December of last, well, not necessarily last year. When he was let go by the Houston Rockets. It was just a fit that didn't work. They felt. Well, I thought it could have, but I'll leave that alone. But the thing is, now Melo's at a spot where he's good, but he feels not necessarily he has to be the best player on the team or the top shooter. You gotta understand, Melo's style is prevalent towards somewhat of a star player or a superstar player. He gotta get his to find a rhythm. And that's hard. When you work out and you take the game so seriously. And he loves the game. He knows he got more for the game. He don't want to go overseas. He's not doing that. When playing the NBA, that's what he wants to do. But teams is not looking at Carmelo Anthony. They know he'll be a great locker room presence, but it's going to be the on-the-court things that coaches will have problems with. You know, how he holds the ball, and he needs, to hold the ball for at least 5 seconds, get a feeling for it before he operates. You know, that's like when Melo first comes out, he clutches and holds the ball, squeezes it a little bit. It's a love. It's hard. But when you got that rock and then you do that, it's tough to put yourself in a situation to where you want to do Everyone's telling you, listen, you need to stop trying to be a star player. You're not that superstar, Melo. Like, come on. You need to just, you gotta accept what you are. He just accepts what he is. He's a basketball player. And when he gets it, he's gonna play to his strength. If he try to capitulate to someone else's strength, I think it won't work out. Or have him think about things too much. Melo's an instinctual player. And he goes by the flow of the game, the feel. That's how he plays. And the guys covering the game and talk about it and say what they say about Carmelo Anthony, they're not really getting it. They just all saying the same thing. And it just makes no sense to me. Even if you play at the highest level, it doesn't make a difference. I don't care how many years you play in the NBA, you're talking certain things. You say certain this and certain that, and you would never know what's in a man's head on how he plays and what's his approach to basketball. Carmelo Anthony is a basketball player. He may think the way he thinks when he's on the court. That's it. That's just the competitor in him. And y'all telling him to adjust. If he does adjust, then they're saying, oh, it's terrible. He goes out there for 5 minutes, goes out there for 10 minutes. He scores a bunch of 10-point. He's going to get some outbursts. Maybe he does, maybe he don't. Oh, he needs a flow. Now, 2 years ago, I said on my very, same platform when I addressed that Carmelo Anthony really needs to adjust being an off-the-ball scorer and three-point shooter. Meaning, I know he works out on the threes and things like that, but I think he should have been doing, well, I don't know, more catch and shoot three-point shots at least 1,000 times a day. Because I remember a few years ago, he shot a great percentage with the Knicks off of catch and shoot threes. And he doesn't mind that. But the key thing will be, how does he get to certain spots? How can it get there? He's not fast enough. It's a problem for him to get to certain spots. That's just when he was going to OKC with Westbrook and Paul George. And he was trying to do it, but it just wasn't working. It's just, he got to get it pitch elbow. He got to see what's going on. He's seeing what people is doing, how the defense is playing him, and he makes his decision. He sees the flow of the offense. He knows if there's a spot open for him to get it and a place where he can operate, that he can. That's how he plays. And a lot of media guys blame him for the loss to Utah Jazz. Almost 2 years ago. Or blame Paul George too. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going around on that team. But he was an easy scapegoat. Carmelo Anthony is a Hall of Fame player. He will get into the Hall of Fame as a first ballot. His numbers say so, even his career accomplishments. He's been to the playoffs several times. There's a span where in the Knicks, he didn't go, and it was just losing a lot of games. It's more of a structural thing, more or less, than anything Melo has done. It's just not the right coaches, not the right fits. And it was a Phil Jackson issue there. But what can you say? I love Melo. And he ain't thinking about no farewell tour like D-Wade. He's not thinking about that. So whoever says that, that's phony and fake news. And people talking about, oh, Melo's a selfish player. He looks to get 30. He's happy if he wins or loses. Melo wants to just hoop and play ball. He's not thinking about the stats. I mean, you do. But he wants to hoop and play ball. He wants to win. So when people say certain things about him, it's an easy clickbait. When I see those things, I don't click and read what somebody say. No. It's Chauncey Billups, it's Kendrick Perkins, it's whoever it is. It's on any of the platforms. Carmelo Anthony is a Hall of Fame player. Regardless. I mean, maybe I sound like Stephen A. or people that's defending him. Not necessarily defending him. I'm just trying to get you a perspective about Carmelo Anthony as a basketball player. In the minds of a basketball player, a guy that dedicated his life like tens of thousands of people. I was one of them. Dedicate your life for the game of basketball. And he reached to the highest level, which is the NBA. And he was one of the greatest players of his generation. And because he hasn't won a championship, it seems like some kind of failure, or he never got to the finals, or he just never. You can't correlate success with championships. But see, they did that with the GOAT, Michael Jordan. And he came out and said all those things because he needed more championships to validate himself, because his predecessors, Bird, Magic, and Kareem, had all these championships and he didn't have any. So his strive was to get more than them and continue to get as much as he can. And because the media and everything has correlate that towards overall success, that's the standard barrier of true greatness, a championship. And if you can get one, that can correlate as great as you are. For instance, right? They go on social media, have all kinds of basketball posts and things where they say Bill Russell is the best player or whatever. He's one of the best. No. Bill Russell will tell you, even at his time, he was never the best player. It was always Wilt Chamberlain. Will Chamberlain was a better player than Bill Russell. It's not even close. But because of Bill Russell's accomplishments and because of the narrative that the media has taken with that, over the years, they've elevated Bill Russell as a better basketball player than Will Chamberlain. When I talk about my top 10, I will never put Bill Russell over Will Chamberlain, because even though I wasn't alive back then, my grandfather and everybody would tell me that that Will Chamberlain was the best player. Hands down, he was. And when Will Chamberlain wasn't, it was Jerry West for a short time before it went to Kareem. So just going on this Will Chamberlain and thing, they want to correlate success by winning, and I go by, it's a collection, right? And these guys can change the narrative so many times on what it is. Well, I have to say in certain instances, it differentiates with me, especially with one's greatness. I have to look about the totality of it and then the overall. You know, and even going off topic again, right? When people talk about, I think Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant, per se. And talk about guys like Tim Duncan and things like that. I have to always go with what it takes for a great player, even with Carmelo Anthony, to be the standard barrier and the standard storyline that the media and attention garners, and how you accept it, you take the responsibility, no matter what market you play in, how you play out the season, and it correlate into what is successful and what is not successful. And that's how come I always have Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal over Tim Duncan, no matter how many championships, because there was always the barrier of success, and they always had the top storyline coming into the season with the weight of necessarily the league on their shoulders. This is NBA Onetake and Pretty Boy Laker, and I'm out.